Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's McKay Tebbs, and today I'm going to teach you the chord melody for the Cranberry song, Zombie. And we're going to start out with an intro that I created for the song, which is just playing the melody in a rubato time fill. Rubato means out of time, without a consistent beat. And you just kind of fill out the melody and play it without the beat. So the melody is the verse melody at the beginning. Another head hangs lowly, child is slowly taken. So the melody itself is going to sound like that. We're going to put the chords to it, starting with an E minor chord. We're just going to strum the top 3 strings. And the melody note is that E note on top. And after we do that, we just kind of pluck all 3 of those strings together. Well, arpeggiate them one at a time. So you go, another. And then slide up to the D. Now the next chord is a C chord. At this register of the guitar, I can't fit in the whole chord, but I can get the root note with my pinky. Now a C note and a D note together is a dissonance, a major second interval. So when you hear them together, they do have that kind of clashing quality, but we're going to resolve that in just a second. One way we work around it is by sliding to the D first, and then putting your pinky on the C, and just plucking it a little bit softer. And then you stretch out to a unison interval. That we keep the C pinky right here on the 6th string, and then you stretch to the C with your index finger. And there's a unison C interval there, but we don't stay there for very long. Slide up to D, put your pinky on, and then back to that C and just pluck it. So slide, pinky, and then back to the C with your index finger. And at that point, you add the B and the A notes at the end. Another head hangs slowly. And then slide up to C and add the G note on bottom for the root note. The next chord is G. Is slowly, child is slowly. So you hit that G and that C note together, and then you just walk the C down with the melody, B, A, and then pluck the G again at the end. So far we have with the rubato, you're playing it all out at a time, so how long do you hold one idea before you move to the next? That's kind of up to you, and you kind of develop a sense for that, and it could be expressed differently by different people who play it. If you spend a lot of time learning jazz music, this is a technique that happens quite frequently with jazz guitar chord melodies. And by listening to that kind of thing and by learning how to play it, I guess you can develop a sense for how long to hold things. So after you walk that down to the G, you're going to slide up to A and then hit the F sharp with your index. Now after that, there's this little lick that I put after that that's kind of cool. With some sixths in there, intervals of 6. But first we do a hammer on, and then we just kind of keep our pinky there in the 5th fret. So hammer F sharp to A, and then bar your pinky. You don't bar it, but you just kind of roll it down and get the D note and then the G. And then we're going to do a slide with your middle finger from F to F sharp, with your first finger down on the D note, a 6th interval. Anyway, these intervals are kind of fun to just slide around like that. going to slide F to F sharp, hit the D, slide F sharp to G, and then hit the E on top, and slide that G to an A, and hit the F sharp. And at the very end, we got our F sharp there. We're going to pluck it again, and pluck the high E string after that. And that's the first phrase of the melody right there. And now we start the second phrase, and we're going to start out the same way with the E minor chord. So we did that the first time, and then we're going to slide up to D again, but this time we're going to be a little different. So first of all, now we got a B note here with our ring finger, and we're going to do a half step slide up to C. And this is a run of thirds that isn't necessarily in the melody, and we don't hit the melody note to the very end. So here's the melody, and then we're going to do, and then this note with your pinky at the end is the melody note. So it's just kind of a little run with rubato fills. You add little fills and little scale runs in there to kind of fill up the time. So this second phrase is going to start with E minor, go to D, and then ring finger on the B to slide into the thirds, with a C on your pinky in the 15th fret at the end. And that's a major third, and you're going to pluck, slide, pluck the 5th string, and then you keep that pattern going. Pluck the C, slide to D, and pluck the F sharp note, pluck the D to E with G, and then pluck E to F sharp with A on the 5th string, and at the end your pinky is going to get that C note. And then we're going to slide into G as our root note, and this B note here is our next melody note. So we got C, G, B, A, and then pluck that G again at the end. So all together. And then the last part of the melody is just A and F sharp, with a walk down to B. So that's A to F sharp, and then E, D, B. And in the key of E minor, B is the dominant note or chord. And so we're going to hold that B, and it's going to sound like this big 5 chord. It's kind of waiting, and we got a big fermata there. So put a fermata on that note, and you let it ring, and then you finish the intro just by strumming the chords. The chords are E minor, C, G, D / F sharp. There's different ways you can do this. One is just by getting your F sharp on the top and the open A and D, and just strumming those 3 strings. And you're palm muting, that sounds really cool. Another way would be to finger a D chord on the bottom with these 3 fingers and then put the F sharp on. You could also finger it like this and leave the high E string off. So E, C, G, D / F sharp. So after we hold that B note with your pinky, we're going to go to E minor and just, and I'm palm muting here in the right hand. I also have my delay set to be a nice slap back kind of sound. So I'm palm muting with the slap back, and when you just strum straight down, it just kind of, well, it makes it sound really big. So you got the E minor, and we're really just strumming the top 3 strings here while we palm mute. So you're going to finger E minor like this, and then add your ring finger for that G. And notice your middle finger is where it needs to be for the C. And on C, you're basically just strumming those two strings, the C note and the E note. And then G, just move your shape like this up to a G chord. And then the D/F sharp, just move your middle finger up there to the 2nd fret. So all together, that's. We're going to do that one time, and then we do strum the whole chord with it. The second time we're going to go. So that's a big strum on all the strings, and right after that you go back to palm muting the top 3 strings. Do that little on-off, and then on the C you go back to this shape and strum it once, and then add your first finger to make it a normal C chord. So strum, and then 2 palm mutes, and then put your first finger on, and strum again, and 3 more palm mutes. So strum 1, 2, strum 1, 2, 3, 4. Strum 1, 2, strum 1, 2, 3, 4. So E minor, C. And at that point we get the the melody line, not the singing melody, but just this little melody that comes in and goes. And we're going to do that while we strum the G chord. We're going to leave off the 3rd, the B note, and just have it be the open D, G, and B strings with the root note. And then with that B, we got so B, C, A, B, G, A, and then first finger's going to go to that F sharp right there. Your pinky's going to go to the F sharp on the octave. So that's F sharp, F sharp, G, F sharp, D, D, and then end it with that B note right there. So all together, that part's going to be. Second time through with the strumming chords and the melody, and then the song goes on from there. So thank you for watching this video today, and I hope you learned a little bit about how to play the intro to the song Zombie, and I'll see you in the next video where we learn how to play the verse of the song. So thanks for watching. Bye.